every damn day, it's you versus you. Not your boss, not your haters, not the weather, not your past. It's you versus the weak voice in your head telling you to hit snooze. The voice saying you've done enough, you're tired, you deserve a break. But here's the truth. That voice, it's lying, it's soft, it's scared, it wants comfort. And comfort is the enemy of greatness. You say you want to be strong, then stop folding every time life gets hard. You say you want discipline, then show up when it's dark, when it's cold, when no one's watching. Because that's where the war is won. Not in front of a crowd, not on Instagram, in silence, in the trenches, when it's just you. You've been lied to. You think the people around you are your competition? That guy with the six-pack, that girl running faster, the coworker with the better job title. You look at them and feel small, feel behind, feel like you've already lost the race. But the truth is, it's not about them. It never was. The real war is internal. It's not you versus them. It's always been you versus you. Every day you wake up with a choice. Not about what other people are doing, but about who you're going to be. Are you going to be the same version of yourself that hit snooze yesterday, that quit halfway through the workout, that made excuses and found a way to stay soft? Or are you going to step up and fight the weaker side of yourself? Because that weak side, it's in all of us. It's the voice that whispers comfort. The one that says, you've done enough. Take it easy. No one will know. And most people listen to it. Most people let that voice win, but you're not most people, are you? You see, the only way to become who you're meant to be is to beat who you were yesterday. Not just once. Every day. You have to look in the mirror and call yourself out. Be brutally honest. Did you show up as your best self today? Did you give it everything you had? Or did you coast? Did you go through the motions? Did you do just enough? Because if you're not leveling up, you're falling behind. And not behind other people, but behind the person you could have been. That's the competition. The version of you that didn't skip the workout, that read the book instead of scrolling mindlessly, that pushed one more mile when the legs were burning, that didn't quit when things got hard, that version of you is out there, waiting. But you don't get to meet them by accident. You only get there by killing the weaker self over and over again, the one that makes excuses, the one that says, I'm tired, the one that says tomorrow. You have to bury that version of you every single time it shows up. Verse you means holding yourself to a higher standard. It means knowing that nobody's coming to save you. There's no magic switch. No shortcut. You want to be better? You want to be stronger? Then earn it. Outwork who you were yesterday. Outthink the excuses. Outlast the pain. You see, in this game, there's nowhere to hide. You can fake it to the world. You can post about the grind, flex in the mirror, pretend you're about that life, but deep down, you know the truth. You know whether or not you showed up when it counted. You know if you gave in or gave your all. And that's why the mirror never lies. That's why this is a war with yourself. Because you are the only one who knows how hard you really tried. That's what separates the good from the great. Not talent, not genetics. It's the willingness to look in the mirror and say, I'm not there yet, but I'm coming for it. And then do something about it. Day in, day out, even when it sucks. especially when it sucks. Because those are the days that build you. You vs you is about chasing your potential. You were built for more than you think, but you'll never see it if you keep measuring yourself by someone else's life. Stop playing that game. It's not about who's ahead of you. It's about who's inside of you. The savage, the disciplined one, the relentless one. That version of you is buried under years of comfort and excuses, but it's still there. And it's your job to bring it to the surface. So stop looking sideways. Lock in. Eyes on your own lane. The person you were yesterday is not good enough for the person you want to become. Kill that version. Do the work. Suffer. Push. Evolve. And when it gets hard, and it will, remember this. You are not doing this to prove something to the world. You're doing it to prove something to yourself. That you can be more. That you can do more. That you don't need anyone's permission to become a savage. You just need a decision. It's you vs you. Who wins? Comfort is a liar. It whispers sweet things to you. Tells you to take it easy. Tells you you've earned it. That you deserve rest. That you can put it off until tomorrow. But what comfort really does is keep you exactly where you are. It traps you, numbs you, softens you. It robs you of your potential and hands you a life of quiet regret. Comfort is the enemy because it kills ambition in the name of safety. And the scariest part, most people never even realize it's happening. See, comfort is seductive. It feels good. It makes you feel like everything's okay, even when it's not. It keeps you warm, keeps you safe, keeps you average. You wake up, you stay in bed a little longer, you skip that workout, you hit pause on your goals, you tell yourself you'll get serious next week, but next week turns into next month, and next month turns into next year. And one day you look in the mirror and you don't even recognize the person staring back. That's what comfort does. It takes little pieces of you, your fire, your edge, your discipline, and replaces them with softness, laziness, weakness. You think choosing the easy road is harmless? It's not. Every time you choose comfort, you're choosing to stay the same. You're choosing to plateau, to rot, to decay. Growth doesn't live in comfort. It lives in the struggle. In the late nights, early mornings, hard conversations, failed attempts, and constant repetition. It lives in the pain, because pain is the price of progress. And most people are too scared to pay it. That's the difference between the few who rise and the many who fall behind. The ones who rise, they don't chase comfort. They reject it. They run toward the suffering, not because they enjoy it, but because they understand it. They understand that on the other side of discomfort is growth, real lasting growth, the kind that changes your mind, your body, your soul, the kind that forges strength where weakness used to live. Comfort is the reason you quit when things get tough. It's the reason you stop at 40% and convince yourself you're at 100. It's the reason you look for shortcuts, hacks, and magic formulas. Because comfort doesn't want you to struggle. It doesn't want you to suffer. But here's the truth. You need to suffer. You need to be uncomfortable. Because that's the only place where real transformation happens. When your legs are shaking, when your lungs are burning, when your mind is screaming for you to stop. That's when the real work begins. That's when you find out what you're made of. But if you never put yourself in those moments, if you never seek the edge, you'll never know. You'll live your whole life stuck in a cage you built with your own soft choices. And don't fool yourself into thinking comfort only shows up in big decisions. It lives in the small ones. Every time you take the elevator instead of the stairs, Every time you eat for pleasure instead of fuel. Every time you scroll instead of read. Every time you say just 5 more minutes. That's comfort winning. Those little decisions are shaping you. They're either sharpening your blade or dulling it. There is no neutral. Every choice either makes you harder or makes you softer. Every single one. You want to be unstoppable? Then get uncomfortable on purpose. Make it a habit. Make it your lifestyle. Wake up early when it sucks. Go for the run when your legs are heavy. Have the hard conversations. Sit in silence with your thoughts. Push beyond what you think you can handle, because what you think is your limit is a lie. Comfort has been feeding you for years. There is more in you. You just haven't demanded it yet. You have to train yourself to stop looking for the way out and start looking for the way through. Stop waiting for the moment to feel right and do it anyway. The only way to get better is to get uncomfortable. Over and over again until discomfort becomes your new normal. Until pain becomes part of the process. Until growth becomes more familiar than safety. That's how you separate yourself. That's how you break free from average. Not by chasing goals when it feels good, but by chasing them when it hurts. When every part of you wants to quit and you choose to keep going anyway. That's power. That's discipline. That's what comfort will never give you. Comfort wants you soft. But greatness demands hard. Greatness demands sweat, blood, sacrifice, and total focus. So if you're serious about leveling up, you need to declare war on comfort every day in the choices you make, in the thoughts you entertain, in the actions you take. Don't fear the discomfort. Embrace it. It's not your enemy, it's your training ground. It's the fire that burns away weakness. It's the crucible that builds your mindset. Motivation is weak. It's a spark, not a fire. It feels good in the moment when the music's blasting, the crowd's cheering, the sun is shining. You feel unstoppable, like nothing can touch you. But what happens when it's 4 a.m. and it's cold outside? What happens when you're tired, sore, beat up, and there's no one around to cheer you on? That's when motivation disappears. It vanishes the moment things get uncomfortable. That's why you can't count on it. Because motivation is emotional, and emotions are unreliable. They change with the wind. Discipline doesn't. Discipline is what gets you out of bed when motivation tells you to sleep in. It's what gets your shoes on and your feet moving when your body says no. Discipline doesn't care how killed you feel. It's not waiting for the perfect conditions. It's not looking for excuses. Discipline is cold. It's sharp. It's ruthless. It shows up no matter what. And if you want to become the kind of person who doesn't fold when things get hard, you need to stop chasing motivation and start building discipline. Most people don't understand this. They spend their lives waiting to feel ready. They scroll through social media looking for that perfect quote, that hype video, that magic switch to flip inside them. And yeah, maybe it works for a few minutes. Maybe you go to the gym once. Maybe you make that phone call. But then life punches you in the face. It throws problems at you. It tests your patience, your will, your mental toughness. And if all you've built is motivation, you're going to break. Because motivation is built for the easy days. Discipline is built for the hard ones. Discipline is a decision, not a mood. It's waking up and doing what needs to be done, whether you like it or not. It's the internal contract you make with yourself. And then honor, even when it sucks. Especially when it sucks. It's brushing your teeth with the same focus you bring to a deadlift. It's handling the little things with the same energy you give the big ones. Because discipline doesn't pick and choose. It doesn't take weekends off. It's all day, every day. You don't train discipline once. You train it over and over again by showing up when no one sees it, when no one claps for you, when no one cares. You show up anyway. Because that's the price of becoming someone exceptional. Discipline is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. It's not glamorous. It's not flashy, but it works. And it lasts. Motivation fades after the pump wears off. The discipline stays long after the soreness sets in. Discipline is eating clean when your cravings are screaming. It's studying when you'd rather relax. It's making that extra call, writing that extra page, running that extra mile, not because it feels good, but because you said you would. And that right there is the foundation, keeping the promises you make to yourself. That's how self-respect is built. Not by what you achieve when it's easy, but by what you grind through when it's hard. You want to build confidence. Start doing hard things consistently. Not once, not when you're hyped up daily. Discipline builds confidence because you prove to yourself day after day that you're capable, that you're in control, that you don't need external validation to get things done. You become someone you can rely on. And when you trust yourself, truly trust yourself, nothing can shake you. It's easy to talk a big game when you're feeling motivated. It's easy to post quotes, say you're grinding, say you want it bad. But discipline doesn't talk, it acts. It moves in silence. It gets results. It doesn't care about likes. It doesn't wait for inspiration, it just goes. Every single time. That's why it wins. People ask how to stay consistent. The answer is simple, stop asking how you feel and start doing what you said. That's discipline. The gym doesn't care if you're tired. Your goals don't care if you're not in the mood. Your future doesn't care if you don't feel like it today. Show up anyway. Work anyway. That's the gap between you and the life you say you want. The world is full of motivated people who never finish what they start. Motivation gives you a spark. Discipline builds the fire. Motivation might get you in the game. Discipline keeps you playing long after the excitement is gone. If you want to win, you need to stop being a slave to how you feel and become a machine for what you do. So stop waiting for motivation. It's not coming. Get discipline. Train it like a muscle. Build it through reps, through pain, through repetition. Make discipline your baseline, not your backup plan. Let it become who you are. There's no crowd in the dark. No applause. No cameras. No motivational soundtrack playing in the background. Just silence. Just you. That's where the real work lies. Not in the moments people see, but in the ones they don't. When no one's watching and no one's cheering, that's when it matters most. That's when you either put in the reps or you make the excuse. That's when you either become something or stay the same. The work done in silence. That's the work that builds warriors. People want the results. They want the body, the mindset, the discipline, the life. But they don't want to go through what it takes to earn it. They want the highlight reel without the raw footage. They see someone running 100 miles, finishing a pull-up challenge, writing a book, building a business, and they think, I want that. What they don't see is the lonely mornings, the skipped parties, the nights spent grinding instead of relaxing. They don't see the tears, the setbacks, the failures. Why? Because that part happens in silence. Silence is brutal. It's honest. When you're alone with the grind, you face every version of yourself. The weak one, the scared one, the one that doubts. That's when the voice starts talking. You can stop now. No one would know. No one's watching. You've done enough. That's the test. That's the real test. What you do when there's no spotlight, no pat on the back, no external reward. That's what separates you from the pack. That's what forges the kind of person who can't be broken. You can't fake it in the silence. The mirror doesn't lie. Your body knows if you skipped reps. Your mind knows if you gave up early. You know if you sold yourself short. You can lie to the world, but you can't lie to yourself. And that's why the silence is sacred. Because it's pure. It's where truth lies. It's where the work gets done. It's easy to be hyped up when the energy's high. When there's a crowd around you, when people are clapping, that's easy. But when it's just you, your thoughts, your pain, that's when the real grind begins. You wake up before the sun, lace up your shoes while everyone else sleeps and step into the cold. Not for likes, not for approval. Just because that's what needs to be done. That's what builds greatness. That's what builds you. You want to be someone who can weather storms. Someone who can keep going when life throws everything at you. Then you better start training in the silence. You better learn to love the dark. Because that's where resilience grows. That's where you strip away the excuses, the ego, the fake confidence. That's where you build real strength brick by brick, rep by rep, mile by mile. Don't confuse noise for progress. A lot of people make noise. They post about the grind, talk about what they're going to do. Tell the world how hard they're working. But behind the scenes, they're soft. They're skipping the hard stuff. They only work when it's convenient. That's not the path. That's not how warriors are made. You need to fall in love with the process that no one claps for. The early runs, the boring drills, the failed attempts, the setbacks that punch you in the face and dare you to quit. That's the silence doing its job. It's shaping you, teaching you, testing your grit. And if you can endure it, if you can keep showing up through it, you come out the other side a completely different animal. You don't need recognition. You don't need motivation. You need silence. You need those hours alone where it's just you and the work. That's where you stack your victories. That's where you earn the confidence to stand tall. Not because someone told you you're great, but because you know how hard you fought to become who you are. That's self-respect. It doesn't come from followers or praise. It comes from the quiet battles no one ever sees. Let everyone else chase noise. Let them perform. Let them seek validation. That's not your lane. Your lane is filled with sweat, with discipline, with scars no one else will ever understand. You don't need to be loud. You don't need to prove anything to anyone. You just need to keep doing the work every single day without applause, without attention, without fanfare. That's the difference. That's what makes you dangerous. Because while everyone else is busy being seen, you're busy getting better. They're chasing clout, you're chasing greatness. And greatness is built in silence. So keep grinding in the dark. Keep pushing when no one claps. Keep showing up when it sucks. Because one day the world will see what silence built. One day they'll ask how you got there. And you'll know the truth. You got there in the silence. Everything starts in the mind. Everything. Before the muscles, before the habits, before the reps and the results, it's the mind. That's where the fight begins. And it's also where most people lose. Not because their body gives out, not because life hits too hard, but because they've already lost the war between their ears. The mind is the battlefield. Every doubt, every fear, every excuse, you either conquer them or they conquer you. Your body can take a hell of a lot more than you think. That's a fact. The problem is your mind doesn't believe it. It puts limits on you before your body ever gets a chance to show what it's capable of. That voice in your head, the one that says, stop, slow down, you're not good enough, that voice is a liar. It's comfort disguised as logic. It tells you to protect yourself, to play it safe, to take the easier path. That voice is the enemy. And if you don't learn how to fight it, it will own you. This isn't a one-time battle. It's daily, hourly, sometimes minute by minute. You have to fight your mind every damn day. When it says, I'm tired, you answer, good, now we work. When it says, I can't, you say, watch me. When it says, quit, you dig deeper. Not because you feel like it, but because you decide to. That's what mental toughness is. It's not some magic trait you're born with. It's built in the fire. It's built by putting yourself in hell on purpose and coming out the other side stronger. People ask, how do you get mentally tough? The answer is simple, but it ain't easy, suffer. You do hard things. You make yourself uncomfortable on purpose. You show your mind that it doesn't run the show you do. You take control back. You train it like a muscle. You put yourself in the pain and the chaos and the doubt and you stay there. You don't run. You don't flinch. You face it head on and say, is that all you've got? Because the truth is, your mind is looking for a way out. Always. It looks for weakness, for cracks, for excuses it can turn into reasons. It tells you it's not worth it. It tells you you're done. But when you push past that voice, when you refuse to give in, you find out there's another gear. You find out you've been playing small. That 40% rule Goggins talks about. It's real. You hit a wall and think you're finished, but you're not even halfway there. Your mind just wants you to believe you are. The battlefield isn't just in workouts. It's in your relationships. It's in your job. It's in every choice you make. It's in whether you hit snooze or get up, Whether you scroll or study, whether you chase the thing that scares you or back down. Every moment, every choice, you are either strengthening the warrior or feeding the coward. And no one else can fight that battle for you. This is the part nobody talks about. The part that's ugly, gritty, relentless. The part that's not Instagrammable. There's no trophy for fighting depression. No medal for showing up when you're burned out and broken. But you show up anyway. You fight anyway. Because it's not about the world seeing it. It's about you knowing it. It's about building a mind so strong, so focused, so unshakable that nothing and no one can break you. That takes intention. It takes repetition. It takes putting yourself in hard situations on purpose. You don't get mentally strong by reading books or watching YouTube videos. You get mentally strong by putting yourself in the trenches. You do the cold plunge, you run in the rain, you speak the truth when it's uncomfortable. You take ownership when it hurts. You train your mind to get used to pain, not avoid it. Because pain is part of life. Loss is part of life. Fear, failure, disappointment, they're all coming. That's guaranteed. The only question is, will you be ready? Will your mind be sharp enough, strong enough to handle it? Or will you fold? Will you let your mind drag you back to safety, to mediocrity, to regret? You don't rise when things are easy. You rise when your back is against the wall and your only option is to dig in and fight. That's when your real self shows up. And that's why you have to train your mind like a savage. Because the world doesn't owe you peace. It doesn't owe you happiness. It doesn't care about your plot. The only thing you can control is how strong your mind is when the storm hits. So stop waiting for it to get easier. Stop praying for the struggle to go away. Instead, make your mind so damn strong that no struggle can shake you. Make it a fortress. Make it your weapon. Let others crumble while you rise. Let them break while you build. Let them sleep while you sharpen. The mind is the battlefield. Win it there and you can win anywhere. As the only person who can hold you back is you. That's it. It's not your circumstances, not the people around you, not the economy or the weather or the color of your skin. It's not the cards you've been dealt. It's you. The moment you realize that, the moment you take full responsibility for your life, that's when everything changes. Because you are your only limit. Your mind, your habits, your actions, those are the only things stopping you from becoming who you want to be. The truth is, most people are too busy blaming the world. They blame their upbringing. They blame their job. They blame their family. They blame the system. They blame everything and everyone except the one person they have full control over themselves. They tell themselves they can't, and they make excuses about why they never can. I don't have enough time. I don't have the right skills. I wasn't born with the talent. These are all lies, all of them. And they keep you stuck. Look, no one is coming to save you. Nobody cares how bad your story is. The world doesn't owe you anything. If you want something, if you want to change, if you want to be better than you are right now, you've got to stop waiting for the perfect circumstances. You've got to stop waiting for someone to hand it to you. You've got to stop waiting for your luck to change. If you want it, you go get it. Because your success is not determined by where you come from, but by where you choose to go. You can't blame the world for your lack of effort, your lack of discipline, your lack of will. You are the one standing in your way, not your boss, not your spouse, not the people who doubted you. You, and once you understand that everything shifts, you stop waiting for permission. You stop waiting for validation. You stop seeking external reasons for your failure. You take ownership. You stop making excuses. You stop saying, I can't, and start saying, how can I? You are your only limit. You can look at your life and say, this is as far as I'm going to get. Or you can look at it and say, I'm just getting started. You can either be a victim of your circumstances or a master of your choices. But here's the catch. You can't be both. You can't sit there and feel sorry for yourself and also expect to move forward. You can't keep blaming everything else and expect results. You have to take responsibility. All of it. Every day you wake up, you have a choice. You have a choice to either stay in your comfort zone or break through the walls you've built around yourself. You have a choice to either keep playing small or go after what you truly want. You have a choice to either stay where you are or do whatever it takes to get where you want to be. The only thing standing between you and your goals is you. The only thing stopping you from achieving greatness is the story you've been telling yourself about why you can't. This is the truth. You are far more capable than you believe. You've just been telling yourself you're not. You've been limiting yourself based on what other people said, based on what you think is possible. But guess what? The only limits that exist are the ones you impose on yourself. Every time you say, I can't, you're setting a limit. Every time you say, I'm not good enough, you're setting a limit. And the moment you stop saying those words is the moment your potential becomes limitless. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be easy. It's not. The road to success is filled with obstacles, failures, setbacks, pain. But here's the thing, that pain, it's what makes you stronger. The failures, they're your lessons. The obstacles, they're your opportunities to grow. You only fail when you quit. You only lose when you stop trying. The only way to lose this battle is to give up. And the only way to win is to keep going, no matter what. You want to get better. You want to break through the limits you've set for yourself. You want to accomplish things you've never dreamed of? Then stop looking for reasons why you can't. And start looking for ways you can. The moment you stop being your own enemy, the moment you stop telling yourself you can't do something, that's the moment you take full control of your life. That's when you realize that there are no limits. There's only the work you're willing to put in. You are your only limit. Your excuses, your doubts, your fears are the only thing holding you back. The moment you let go of all that is the moment you begin to rise. You've got to stop looking outside of yourself for answers. The answers are already inside you. You just have to believe in your ability to find them. You've got to trust yourself. You've got to push yourself beyond the boundaries you've set. You've got to face the fears that have held you back and step right through them. It's time to stop playing small. It's time to stop hiding behind excuses. It's time to stop telling yourself you're not enough. You are enough. You have everything inside of you to go after what you want. All that's left is for you to believe it. You are your only limit. And when you realize that, when you finally take full responsibility for your life, there's nothing that can stop you. So ask yourself, what's stopping you? The answer is simple, only you. And once you step out of your own way, nothing will stop it. Life is not meant to be easy. It's not meant to be comfortable. If you're looking for the easy path, you're looking in the wrong direction. The world will challenge you. Life will test you, and it will push you to your limits. The question is, how will you respond? The answer is simple, though it's not the answer most people want to hear. You embrace it. You embrace the suck. You step into the pain, the struggle, the discomfort, and you own it. The suck is where growth happens. The suck is where you build mental toughness, where you test your limits, where you learn about who you really are. The easy days don't teach you a damn thing. When everything goes your way, when things fall into place, when everything is smooth, you're not growing, you're coasting, you're staying stagnant. It's only when things get tough, when everything seems impossible, that you begin to reveal what you're made of. Most people want to avoid discomfort. They don't want to feel pain. They don't want to experience failure. They don't want to get knocked down. But here's the truth. If you're not feeling discomfort, you're not pushing hard enough. If you're not battling through the suck, you're not moving forward. The best version of yourself lies on the other side of pain. The most powerful version of yourself is forged in struggle. And if you want that, you have to be willing to go through the grind. You have to embrace the suck. Let's be clear. Embracing the suck doesn't mean looking for trouble. It doesn't mean putting yourself in dangerous situations for no reason. It means accepting that life will be hard, that you will face obstacles, and that you will be tested in ways you never expected. Embrace that. Welcome it, because you can't avoid it forever. The sooner you realize that struggle is part of the process, the sooner you realize that pain is necessary for growth, the sooner you start getting better. You will face times when you feel broken. You will face moments when you want to quit, when your mind tells you you've had enough, when every fiber of your being is screaming for you to stop. That's the suck. It's easy to quit when it hurts. It's easy to fold when things get tough. But here's the deal. If you quit, you stay the same. If you quit, you stay weak. If you quit, you miss the chance to grow. The key to growth is pushing through when you're at your lowest, when you're at your weakest. The key is embracing that suck and not running from it. You might be tired. You might be sore. You might be mentally exhausted. But that's exactly where you need to be. You have to embrace that feeling and keep going. Every step, every rep, every struggle, it's building something inside of you that you can't see yet, but it's there. It's the mental and physical strength that comes from refusing to give in. It's the endurance that only comes from pushing yourself past the point where you want to quit. The suck is not an obstacle, it's a gift. It's a lesson. It's the place where the weak give up and the strong rise. And if you want to be strong, if you want to be the person who others look at and say, damn, how did they get that strong? Then you have to be willing to walk through the suck. You have to be willing to put in the work when it's hard, when you don't feel like it, when your body and mind are telling you to stop. This is the key. Stop avoiding discomfort. Stop running from the suck. Stop trying to make life easier. Life is supposed to be hard. It's supposed to challenge you. The moment you accept that fact, the moment you start leaning into the struggle, you stop being a victim of your circumstances and start becoming the person who can handle anything. Don't get it twisted. Embracing the suck isn't about being miserable all the time. It's about pushing your limits, testing your strength, and doing the things you don't want to do because you know they're making you better. It's about learning to find joy in the grind, peace in the chaos, strength in the struggle. It's about knowing that every time you go through something hard, you're coming out the other side stronger, wiser, more resilient. The reason so many people never achieve greatness is because they quit before they reach the suck's reward. They get to that moment of pain, that moment of discomfort, and they give up. They back off when things get tough. They take the easy way out. But if you can push through that moment, if you can embrace the suck and keep moving forward, that's where the magic happens. That's where transformation occurs. The more you embrace the suck, the stronger you become. The more you embrace the struggle, the more you realize just how much you can handle. The pain becomes less of a barrier and more of a tool. It becomes the fire that forges you into something better, something tougher. It becomes the thing that makes you unbreakable. Life is always going to throw curveballs. It's always going to challenge you in ways you didn't expect. The question is, how will you respond? Will you run from it, or will you embrace it? Will you shy away from the discomfort, or will you charge into it? Will you accept that the suck is a part of the process and keep moving, or will you let it stop you? The choice is yours. But understand this, the suck is the key to everything. Embrace it. Welcome it, use it, and let it turn you into someone who can take on anything. Because once you learn to love the grind, once you embrace the suck, you're unstoppable. Consistency is everything. People love the idea of big wins, grand gestures, and massive changes. They dream of the moment when everything falls into place, when the stars align, and when their breakthrough finally happens. But here's the harsh truth. Consistency is what gets you there. It's not the big moments, not the flashy victories, or the days that feel like miracles. It's the grind. The daily, repetitive actions, the moments when no one is watching, when you're tired, when you'd rather quit. Those are the moments that count. It's about showing up when you don't feel like it. It's about doing the work even when no one else is cheering you on. Because consistency is what wins the race. Not talent, not luck, not anything else. Success doesn't happen overnight. It's the sum of all the little things you do consistently, whether it's running every morning, riding every day, lifting every night. Success is built on repetition. It's built on showing up even when you don't want to. Even when the world is telling you it's okay to rest, to take a break, to coast for a while. But the truth is, those breaks, those moments of slacking off, they add up. They pile up. And each one sets you back. Every time you take the easy way out, every time you skip a rep, every time you decide you'll do it tomorrow instead of today, you lose momentum. You lose your edge. That's why consistency is so powerful. It doesn't matter if it's a little bit of progress each day, as long as it's progress. Over time, that little bit adds up. A small action every day compounds into something huge. People look at the successful ones and think they just got lucky. They see the end result, the polished version, the one with the finished product. But they don't see the grind. They don't see the long hours, the sacrifices, the consistency that no one was there to witness. They don't see the mornings where you get up at 4 a.m. when the weather is cold, when your body is sore and begging you to stop. They don't see you pushing through the mental walls, the physical exhaustion, and the self-doubt. But all that matters every single day, every single action, no matter how small. It's easy to want the results. It's easy to dream about the day when you're at the top, when you've crossed the finish line, when the whole world knows your name. But the reality is, that moment is just a blip. What matters is what you do on the way there. What matters is the grind, the consistency, the hustle you put in when no one is paying attention. You're not going to build success overnight. You're not going to change your life with one big decision. It's the small, daily choices that make the difference. It's the small actions that you repeat over and over again that lead to massive results. People talk about motivation, but the truth is, motivation doesn't last. It's fleeting. Some days you wake up pumped, ready to attack the day, but other days, you don't feel like doing anything. You're tired, you're drained, and you just want to quit. That's when consistency takes over. It's not about waiting for motivation to strike. It's about pushing yourself through the days when you feel like you can't go on. When you're not motivated, when you're not inspired, that's when consistency has to carry you through. You don't need motivation. You just need to keep showing up. Because showing up is what separates those who succeed from those who give up. You're not going to make it if you only work hard when it feels good. You've got to keep working when it hurts. You've got to keep pushing when you're tired. And you've got to keep doing it over and over again until it becomes second nature. That's the power of consistency. It's the ability to push through when every part of you is begging you to stop. It's the ability to keep going when it would be so much easier to take a break. The people who succeed are the ones who can stay consistent, who can keep pushing even when the work gets hard. Consistency builds strength, builds discipline, and builds character. It's what turns you into someone who doesn't back down, who doesn't quit, who doesn't make excuses. It's what makes you relentless. Because when you can stick to something day in and day out, no matter how tough it gets, you build the mental toughness to endure anything. You become a person who doesn't fold under pressure, who doesn't get discouraged by setbacks, who doesn't get distracted by shiny new opportunities. Consistency makes you resilient. It turns you into someone who can weather any storm because you know that no matter how bad it gets, you've already built the strength to keep going. And here's the kicker. Consistency is a choice. Every day, you choose whether or not to show up. Every day you choose whether or not to do the work. No one can make that decision for you. It's all on you. You decide whether or not to stay disciplined, whether or not to keep grinding, and the more you choose consistency, the more it becomes who you are. It becomes part of your DNA. It becomes a non-negotiable part of your life. The moment you commit to consistency is the moment you commit to greatness. Because greatness doesn't come from big moments. It comes from showing up every day, doing the work, and never quitting. So stop waiting for motivation. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop waiting for the stars to align. Consistency is what you need. Do the work every day, even when it's hard, even when you don't want to. Keep pushing, keep showing up, and one day you'll look back and realize that it wasn't the big moments that got you there. It was the small, consistent actions day after day that led you to success. The power of consistency is unbeatable. Embrace it. Own it. And let it take you to places you never thought possible.